Hey,
Hey James, how are you?
good. Are you ready to see some fighting action today?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Yeah, I have made a lot of things, but this is the
Okay.
first time that this show is gonna get violent.
Hopefully it gets viral as well.
I think it will. So yeah, tell me, today we're gonna see Mark and Elon fight to the death. Is that it?
Not death. I mean, I had in mind like one of the billionaire would be throwing something at the other
Got
and would
it.
be standing there. And we might add a motion as well so that the other person will move in a particular way and you have to throw means in a particular interval so that it hits the opponent.
Okay, so this is a one person or a two-player game?
Uh, Whatever it's easier, we can build it.
Okay, so we could start with one player. Cool.
Yeah.
And this is 2D game, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we can make a 2D game.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
What's your background? Have you done some programming before?
No, actually, I have learned a bit of programming in Python, but that was around 3 years back, so I've completely lost a touch on it. I'm a product designer basically, so I've been working on different products and means few we have launched. Both are AI wrappers. So yeah,
Oh, cool. Nice. Cool.
yeah,
So you're used to designing with some tools,
yeah.
like
I use Figma. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Cool. Hang on, just give me 1 second so I can
yeah, sure, sure.
actually invite. I just want to because I just had a stream just now,
Oh,
and I just want to let those guys know that I don't know if it's possible. No, I don't think so. I just want to make sure they know where we are now on the next on the next stream. That it like changes um, that it like changes URLs when we do that. Just
oh.
send send that over here. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay.
So you
Yeah.
have been
Cool.
doing back-to-back streams?
Today, yeah. So
Okay,
from now, so now it's going to be back-to-back streams every day around this time. Um,
okay,
building. Yeah. Um, so
nice.
that way people can see like there's a bit of variety. We'll see
Yeah,
one thing, then the
yeah,
next, and the next. So we were
yeah.
just now we were detecting cancer, but
Oh,
but yeah, now it's going to be the real work is going to start. So do you do you want to sketch something up quickly um, in Figma? I don't know how
uh,
long it would take, um,
okay.
or just so I can just anything quickly, just so I can get. I also have a
Sketch off as in,
whiteboard I can drag in here as well if that's fun for
yeah, we
you.
can do that.
Yeah, let me do that.
Yeah.
One sec. Yeah, that's not how the whiteboard works.
Yeah.
There. This might be even faster
Yeah.
than using uh,
Figma. Yeah.
than using Figma.
Yeah.
So
So I was thinking instead of Zuck, we can either use uh Sama for this. Already they are in a battle for that AI thing, so it would be a better, I think, avatar to use.
we could use what did you say we could use?
Sama.
Um, what's that? Sorry?
Sam Altman.
Wait, I just didn't
Sam
understand what you're.
Altman.
Oh,
Sam
oh, Sam.
Altman. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, Sam.
yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't entirely sure.
Okay, sorry. I was giving his Twitter name, so I guess you.
Yes, people do also call him that around here. Um,
So how long is it that you have been coding?
oh, so just since I was a kid, I was messing around ever since
Nice.
um, we had some early on in school. I actually had a cool class
Oh,
with the logo programming language, and
okay,
I started to make a few 2D games back then.
okay.
But after that, I went on to building apps. I never really went quite back into making games, but it's super fun to do that.
The logo one, as in the turtle one, left
Yeah,
35,
have you done
right
this?
45. Oh, yeah, I've done it.
Yeah. When did you learn
Yeah.
that?
It was in my high school.
Cool.
Yeah.
What what program was it called? What was the program called that you were using?
I'm not sure actually. I've forgotten it.
Yeah,
I
I'd
just
like to know.
remember that we used to use at L35. That means just for the direction and create some. Yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to know because I haven't found too many great programs that you can use uh, to play logo games these days.
yeah.
Um, so basically,
Hmm.
yeah, describe to me how you're picturing this app.
So the first screen would be a face-to-face battle with so Sam Altman on the left side,
Yeah.
on the right-hand side, Elon Musk, and just we can create a picture in mid-journey where it shows both are just in a boxing stance or something.
Okay. Yeah. So we just have like, you know, two fighters like this.
Yeah, yeah. For the
And
start screen, I mean, to onboard the people. Yeah, and just a play button somewhere in between them.
okay.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay. Is this
what
is a
could
web
be
app,
a
right?
appropriate name? I didn't get you. Sorry.
This is a web app, right?
Yeah, web app.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
What's next?
Uh, what should be the name of this app? What do you feel?
Oh, I think I know what I had an idea just this morning actually. Um, but is Mark going to be in it as well? Or
We can add. We can
because
just use a Mortal Kombat type scene. We can give them characters of different people and they can choose. Yeah.
so I was thinking maybe we could call it.
Sucker Punch. Yeah, it's a good name. Yeah, yeah, it's a good name.
So
But if
uh,
we are using Zug, then it's a appropriate name. If we are not using him, then we might have to think something else.
yeah, then we may have to reconsider.
Yeah,
Oh, it's but yeah. Okay, so yeah, we have this first screen play. We'll definitely be able to do that today, and then you want to have for the next screen
mhm,
um, something interactive, right?
yeah, uh,
Yeah, let's go to the main screen for now,
yeah,
because we can always add in more screens later.
sure. Mm, we can just create a 2D image of one opponent in front of our screen, and
Mm-hmm.
he would move in a
Mm-hmm.
horizontal direction in a particular
Yeah,
interval. I'm not sure what seconds it could be, but
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
he's moving back and forth,
Yeah.
and
Then
then
we would be able to just see a hand or something from our side so that we are
yeah.
able to see a whole picture of the opponent.
Okay, so then there's like a hand,
Yeah.
and then this hand you can maybe control it with the mouse or keyboard.
Uh, we can just keep it as spacebar or enter something. It would just hit in
Okay,
particular
got it.
direction. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
It
Okay,
would be
this is
much simpler game, I think.
perfect. Yeah, even better. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, yeah, cool. This reminds me of those little games like when you're shopping online and then you get this banner ad and it's like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah.
yeah. This could be a mini clip type of game.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, okay, cool. So yeah, let's just do it.
yeah,
Um, so you said you haven't done much coding before, right?
yeah.
Any coding before? You've
I've
done like
used Python.
you
Yeah,
used
a bit. Yeah.
okay, cool. And was it with you that we had kind of a chat where it was like we were discussing whether to use Python or JavaScript to make the game?
Yeah, you said JavaScript would be a better choice here if we are making a web app.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
You could make
yeah.
you can make this with both Python and JavaScript, but I mean, at the end of the day, making a web game is just gonna be way easier
Yeah.
long term with JavaScript. So although it's getting there, it's getting more close because um, now there's a bunch of tools that allow you to compile just any JavaScript game, just any Python
Hmm.
game into something you can run in your web browser. So that actually is something we could look into quickly. Yo, Deet.
Okay.
Yeah, my friend Deet is here too, and
Oh,
he's actually just nearly won a gaming hackathon, a VR gaming
oh,
hackathon last weekend in San
okay.
Francisco. Um, he made a game for the Quest 3, which
Okay.
allows you to ride a bike. So you can ride your bike through a parking lot, through a real parking lot. So it's a real bike when you're wearing your
Oh,
Quest, and then you can pick up tokens, sort of like Mario Kart.
nice. Nice.
So yeah, Dee, today we're gonna make a Zuckerberg versus Sam Altman fighting game. You know, just starting out. So actually, I just want to have a look real quick. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna share here. I just want to have a look, like real quick, like um, Python game WebAssembly, just to see like what are the options here because um, there. So here's like a post about running a Python game on the web,
Hmm.
and if we have, so there's the most popular way to do something in Python is called Pygame. Um,
Okay.
and to make games in Python, it's called Pygame. And so I haven't tried this yet, but
Hmm.
it could be possible to do something in Python and then simply to sort of port it. Deet says Zuck is trained in martial arts, so this will be interesting. Yeah, yeah, Zuck is definitely um, a worthy competitor. Probably have to put my money on him. But so yeah, I don't see anything immediately that comes up that's like where it's like people are using. I do see this video here. Like you see this where they're showing you how you can take a pie game. and then export it here. And let's see the example. Okay, and there's no working example. So I'm going to say we're going to go with JavaScript for today until I see more people doing it that way.
Yeah.
But it's nice to know that you can do it with different languages. And we're going to use Phaser. With Phaser, you can basically build all sorts of different stuff. With Phaser, we can make a bunch of different stuff. So let's have a look at okay, what kind of animations we can do. It says click to play. I think this is literally just an animation. Oh, okay. This is literally just an animation, simple animation that someone made with Phaser. And yeah, there's a bunch of games and stuff that you can make with it. I'm just trying to see if there's some great examples. I made a project. I'm not sure if these are all Phaser games, but I made a project a while back, which is using Phaser, which is called, I think it's called Copernicator. So basically, it should work. Is the graphics aren't entirely working anymore, but the idea is that it shows you it simulates the orbits of the planets, and that you can also do you can also look at it from the perspective of any given planet. So if we keep Earth in the center, these are the paths of the other planets.
Okay.
Actually, this wasn't too difficult to make with Phaser. So I think we could just get started and go through the tutorial. So I think the best is that on your computer as well, you just go to phaser.io.
Okay.
And then download this. And I'll just open up the tutorial. So making your first Phaser 3 game. Yeah. Hey, Vuk, this is going to be a single player game initially. It's going to be the player versus the AI. And so, what is Phaser? It's just a JavaScript library that handles the animations for you and some of the, user inputs when you're building a game. And here, they will give you, when we download the example code, they give you this really basic template of code.
Okay.
And a great way to learn this stuff, I would recommend, is actually just go to GPT either 3.5 or 4, and then just say, for each line, add a comment explaining. And it's going to just go through the whole thing and then add these comments, which don't change the code, but they just describe what's happening here. So this is the same example code. What it tells you, you're making configuration object. This is the width of the game canvas, the height of the game canvas, and here this is the function called before the game loads. This is the function called once sort of after the game loads. And then this function is called every frame for game logic updates. So we could have, for example, a time variable that gets updated, every step, every frame. And
Yeah,
based off of that, we could write some code here in update that will move the player.
sure.
So let's see if we can just, were you able to download this code? This here?
Just a second. Download it.
And oops, no, we don't want that one. Let's try. This is just this Phaser.js here
Okay,
is just the library. And so actually what we want here is actually okay. It's actually not that one. Not the one that I just downloaded, but if you go to this one that I just linked to in the
okay.
chat,
Chat.
it says here, download this zip file, which contains each step of this tutorial in code and the assets that go with it.
Okay.
That's a faster way to get started.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's not working for me. Can you try it? I think the link is not available.
sure, want to share your screen?
Sure.
Cool.
So once I click and nothing is happening.
When you click that,
Yeah.
it downloaded a zip file for me.
Mm,
That's interesting. It didn't download.
no.
It didn't download a zip file. Let me paste the link here to the zip file in the chat. Of course, you have to copy that, but that's that. Um, does that link work? If it doesn't, that's okay. I always have a backup plan. Or rather, I just thought of one.
I'm not sure why, but it's not working for me.
No worry. Do that later. I want to show you
Yeah.
something else
Sure.
that's also gonna work. Can you open this link? Yeah. And when that one opens, just share that page with me.
Sure.
Cool. Cool. So now we're talking. So
Yeah.
what we have here is what we were looking at just now is like this tutorial on the Phaser website. And
Okay.
it's a really nice tutorial to go through. Um, but I'm not the biggest tutorial guy. I just like to start building. But in this tutorial, it shows you step by step everything that they do to make this game. So like first loading the assets, then building the world, then setting up these horizontal platforms. And then they show you how to create the player. Then they show you how to add the physics, which is more than we actually need for our game.
Okay.
Uh, and then how to use the keyboard, um, and how to on and on how to add things step by step. It's a great tutorial, which I definitely recommend checking out. But for now, I think what's more worthwhile, since we're here together, it would be just to let's see if we can get a character to sort of move back and forth on the screen like we're going to do in our game. Now,
Yeah.
what we should do first is we should actually delete almost everything from here, but not quite everything. Um, let's actually, can you edit this file? Like,
Yeah.
will it allow you to? Just try and type
Uh,
something anywhere. Will it allow you to edit
no.
it? Okay. So
No.
the first thing that you'll have to do is to fork this, and maybe where's the fork button? So you may have to sign in real quick.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you can just sign in with GitHub, or you have a GitHub account?
Uh, I'm not sure to which account it is linked.
That's fine. You can sign in
Yeah.
with Google, and then they'll let you to create your own version of this game.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. So if we scroll down to the very, very bottom of this file, you see
Yeah.
that not so a little too far. uh, then then you see here is the exact same thing that they started with the game, which is like the base um, for the phaser game, and we want to keep this because actually we would like to. I think we would like to delete the gravity, right? You see where it says,
Yeah.
let's delete that whole line where it says gravity.
This one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then now what you have to do is on the upper right side to click fork. Now that we're signed in, we can fork it, and that will just create a new copy.
Okay.
So So what happens if we make this gravity, we change it from 300 to 100? It seems like that actually breaks something. That's not what I was expecting. Interesting. So what we're gonna do first is actually, I think we should delete most of the code in here so that we can sort of start over with our own game.
Okay.
So what I would do is, starting from the top, we can keep the preload because it's just loading some images. And then as we scroll down, we could probably keep these variables for now.
Okay.
Actually, let's just delete everything from line 14. Down to, you see line 14?
Yeah, I've selected.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, everything down to line 51. Yeah, because this is all like interactions and moving the player and stuff that we want to start over.
Okay.
And then let's just delete everything from line 17 down to line 72. Yeah. And so then, oh, now we have yours is a bit different from mine now. That's fine. Just delete everything from line 17 to 19. So this function is just empty.
Okay.
And then from 19 to 32, let's just delete that as well. So that function's empty. Yeah. To 33 actually. So like, yeah, exactly. So we've just gone and cleaned out this whole
Function.
game, so we can sort of start
Okay.
over.
Okay.
And if you would click refresh now,
This one?
yeah, now we have a blank canvas. So that's like a good place to start. And then the stuff that's at the top at the preload, that just keeps some images. So we could use those if we want to.
Okay.
We can kind of reuse some of those images until we get our own ones that we want to generate. So the way I would sort of approach this myself is I would do this. Like, I'm going to share my screen for 1 sec.
Sure.
I've got the same thing as you, just the basic starting point. And I'm going to copy this, and I'll probably just go like to ChatGPT and say, how can I add a player to the middle of the screen? And it tends to do pretty well with this kind of game stuff, even faster than just searching. The first thing that I see it says is like, oh, look, you already have a preload function that's loading the dude asset. in your code. And that's right, we have this right here. So that's saying all you need to do is add some code into create, which is the function that's called when the game finishes loading. And then you can kind of update the create. Now, what I see here is that it's doing more than we asked it to, actually. It's creating something maybe that bounces around, maybe that's animated. It's clearly animated. So I might just say no animation. Like, we want to just step by step make a change, you know? And so actually, I'm not sure if this will work, so I'll just put this in and refresh. Aha. Pretty cool, actually. So, so with just, my screen is a bit small. So with just 3 lines of code there, it showed us how to create the player. Let's say we just do the first one. Right? So now I can see, oh, that's what this one does. So if, I mean, you can already guess, you know, what will happen if I remove set bounce, but I keep the
It would
flag.
directly appear, I mean.
Yeah, right. So in this case, we want actually, we don't want gravity. And so here it's saying, oh, we can change the gravity for this one player. But actually, we don't really need gravity for this game, do we?
It would be a second thing, I think, for the second character that would be moving in the horizontal direction. For that thing, I think we might need gravity in horizontal, in x-axis, I think.
In the x-axis, we might need gravity. If it's just moving back and forth, but sure, we can do it as I could do it, for example, as it has here given me this, like this, and I'll have to refresh. So interestingly, it's still fell to the bottom, and I was expecting it not to move at all. So my thinking there is that possibly there's a couple things, but first I will just Google this set gravity y, and what I see here is this is just sort of the way my mind is working right now, is that the first thing that comes up, oh yeah, so Phaser set gravity y is set gravity. And then here, another thing is set gravity y. But this is interesting because here, set gravity is the first thing that comes up. But when I go to the set gravity y page, I see this little alert that says, you're browsing legacy documentation that is 4 years out of date. Could it be that ChatGPT is also a little bit out of date?
It can be.
Yeah, it can be. So let's try this. That also didn't change it at all. Um, hmm. Not sure why. Um, not sure why that happened. Here it says we can set the gravity to 0. That works. Okay.
Yep.
So Stack Overflow at the end of the day. Anyways, I would like to. How does this feel to you so far, this process?
It is good.
It's good? Is this kind of what you were looking
Yeah.
for? A simple game?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. So I think, honestly, I'm not an expert in Phaser.io. I would like to turn it over to you, to your screen again, and
Okay.
just allow you to build a bit, and I can be here to help.
Sure.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, I would, yeah, feel free to like, I can give you the code that I just created. I can also, I can paste that into something. You can also use, of course, use ChatGPT uh, as much as is helpful. And here's the code that I just generated. Just put it into the chat window.
Yep.
Cool. So yeah, I just recommend thinking step by step about what's the first thing that you want to change.
Mm. I would like to add a background first to this.
Cool, awesome. Um,
Mm.
is it possible to share the window instead of the tab?
Yeah, just a second.
Cool. I don't know if you can hear that. They're playing basketball in the next room. Do you hear
Okay.
something?
No.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so that's the code you put in, and then what did you put after this?
Actually, I just asked him that
Okay.
help me with different steps, but it
Okay.
directly gave me
Cool,
different.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
Okay.
Do you see why? Actually, let's just try it.
I think this code we already have, right?
Almost all of it. There's only one, there's basically one line that's important. Yeah.
Okay.
And you'll notice this part is actually, yeah, cool. So that second part was actually optional.
Okay.
If if you read through, it says basically what it says is if the background image is not the same size as the canvas, then you can stretch it out using this
Yeah.
feature. Um, so
Mm.
yeah,
Should I
and
change the image right now, or that could be a thing which I can make it later on?
yeah, so we can change it. Basically, look on the left side of Code Sandbox under Assets. Yeah, maybe just click on one of these and you can see, okay, that's the sky image. So, um, yeah, we can put in anything there.
Okay.
Or if you like, I mean, we have about 10 minutes, so we can do that. And if you like, we can also see if we can animate the player to move back and forth.
Sure, we can do that, I think, first.
Yeah, cool. Mm. Oh, interesting. Wow. Okay.
This is too much, I guess.
No, no, it's just it's added a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and that will work. I think it's rewritten almost the whole file, right? Almost the whole file.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we got this error, and see there on line 32, we have this red underline, right? And see also on the right side where it's saying line 32.
Yeah. It is not
So
defined.
yeah, so we definitely have like a problem there. Um, but hey, you know what else? Um, we can also copy this whole error on the right side. This we can copy this whole thing. Yeah, and we can give that to ChatGPT. and it looks it looks to me like okay. So okay, wow. So first of all, I got to say like this is definitely too much for a beginner. What it's giving you now,
Yeah.
um, and I'm not even sure that it fixed its own bug, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Let's scroll up to the original code that it gave you. Yeah, here. Move player horizontally under movement function. See where that is?
Mm, there is
Uh,
no movement function, I guess.
yeah, right here. Stop here. Right under your mouse
Yeah.
here. Yeah. So this is code that it generated, right?
Yeah.
Now let's go back to the game. And on line 32, before that M, I want you to write function and then a space. And let's refresh. And so interestingly, ChatGPT didn't put that there, function, although
Hmm.
it really has to be there in JavaScript. So
Yeah.
a little sus. I'm not sure why it's making such mistakes, but
Yeah. But the player is still not moving.
the player is still not moving, and that's something else that we'll have to debug. However, I'm sure that we can debug this as well. Wow, that's not what I was expecting. We could try this actually.
Yeah.
It's just restructuring the code a bit. Cool. Yeah, let's try it.
Yep. It's moving.
Okay. Yeah, so this is actually something that I haven't done a lot, but it basically put with Phaser.io, but it basically put this class definition at the top, my game scene, and then put everything inside of that.
Yeah.
And apparently that was the issue. And interestingly, it
And
made
this
that.
scene was not defined, I guess.
Oh,
They
wow,
added a game
right.
scene something. Yeah.
Yeah. Good observation. I didn't notice that. Okay. So let's just look at the code again from the top. And let's just see. Maybe you can just explain to me roughly what each chunk of the code is doing,
Yeah, I can.
the parts that
This is,
make
I
sense.
guess, defining. Yeah, I guess this is defining the entire game scene.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is a preload function that whenever the game loads, this thing should open up.
Mm-hmm.
So this image, I guess we have not called ground image till now or star bomb, so it is not showing up. I have only used sky actually. So that's the only image that it is picking up.
Mm-hmm.
Then the width and height is 32 by 48, I guess.
Of what?
Of the frame, the entire
Uh,
frame, I guess.
so it looks like
I'm not sure.
for one particular asset. Um,
Oh,
yeah, but that's okay.
oh yeah, right. It's
Yeah.
of this dude. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Cool.
it is
Awesome.
multiple.
So that's called a sprite sheet. And what a sprite
Okay,
sheet is doing is it's basically loading. Check out the dude image on the left side. Check that out. This is a sprite sheet. A sprite sheet is a way of
oh,
saving many images in one image.
okay.
And then what it's
So
doing there.
suppose I have to, yeah,
Mhm,
suppose I have to get the center image in a
mhm.
enlarged section. So how should I do it?
Sure, go back to index.ts. Now, oh, here it doesn't show you how. Can you change the uh, can you change it back to how it was before?
Sure.
Yeah. So if I would just look up like actually I'm not sure how to do that. I'll have to look that up. But I'm sure there's a setting where we can just change the offset of the
Yeah,
frame.
just a second.
Yeah. Hmm. Oh, interesting. So it says we can change we can use set frame.
Hmm.
Set frame 4, we get the fourth image. Handy. So it doesn't change that code in preload. It only
Yeah,
changes the code below. Now, one thing that I noticed is you're actually setting this dot player twice. You're doing it on line 20 on line 23, and then below you're doing it again on line if you on line oops, it's going a bit too fast for me here.
sorry.
Uh, you do, and then oh, and then above that, I think you're also doing it online. Wait, okay, I think now it's fine. Yeah, I think because you removed the code that we just pasted
Yeah, I
in.
removed that. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you would remove the one on line 22, and then paste in that code because it was doing the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think what happened is that one was just overwriting the changes you were making. Okay. Um, is it gone?
Yeah.
Hmm. Let's try just undoing that. This looks very, and then adding the player back, and then just copying
Should we
in.
change the side size from here? Should it change?
Yeah, but that's just the size, I think, not the actual position.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one is just going to be playing around, but it shouldn't be too difficult.
Hmm. Right.
Cool. Yeah, and what about the rest of the code?
Yeah. So this is the image which
Mhm.
it is getting loaded here. It is calling in this create function. Uh, is it function? It is right to call it a function.
Yeah, that's a function.
Yeah.
And in here it calls it a method when you put your mouse over
Okay.
it. That's but that's a small difference.
Okay. Okay. So I'm not able to guess what it is calling here. Can you tell me?
Yeah. That's creating the player character from the asset that we loaded, and then
Okay.
adding it onto the screen at a given location.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the bounce function, the bounce feature is for what I'm not able to understand here.
That one we're not using it. That one's not
Okay.
making any difference.
Okay. Yeah, this is
Anyway,
for moving the player horizontally.
I have to go in just a couple of minutes, by the way.
Sure, 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 we can.
Yeah.
Uh, I'll try to figure out on my own, I guess, then how to make this game means to build it again.
Sure. I mean, you definitely want to create some assets, right, for the game.
Yeah, yeah,
And then once you have those, let me know. We can keep building it together.
sure, sure, we can.
See what you can figure out. It's actually a little bit
Sure.
honestly on the site. This is actually a little trickier than I expected.
Hmm.
Um, but it seems doable, right?
Yeah,
Like some of these things are a little bit not like counterintuitive for me. Um,
sure.
like creating the timer to move the person back and forth and these kind of things. But yeah, nice work. I mean, we got the basics of it down.
Yep.
Cool. I
Yeah,
would say, yeah, I would say, if you keep working on it and maybe, we meet again, we could probably get something which we could ship.
sure.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the rest of the day, for the weekend?
Uh, so for me it is midnight actually, so I'm going to sleep in few days. But for weekend, I guess I have not decided yet.
Well,
Maybe watch a movie or I have few pending things on design front. So yeah, I have to make those first.
Good choice. Well,
Yeah.
have an awesome weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Cool. Talk to you later.
Yeah. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.